Okay. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, here it is.
In Dreußen geht Regen. Die Wolken haben sich verspreit. Zeit, ich hab nur die Bäckerei der Kont. Also hat sich mir der Kopf verdreht. Oi, a mila zimolt, molt zieke seider. Hier opstellt euch am Enot, tut nare Kuck auf dem kleinsten Bäcker Jingl. Sie vermogt den a Tropfen Blut. Nei, der Bäcker mit der Bäckern, sie kommen in der Bäckerei. Leid sehr Reichtum und Leid sehr Steger. Sie geht und getun a paar brillanten Heuringen und na goldenem Sieger. In Dreußen geht Regen. Ei, die Wolken, sie haben sich verspreit. Zeit, ich hab nur die Bäckerei der Kont. Also hat sich mir der Kopf verdreht.
Okay. Short but sweet. Okay. So, Janet, can you start reading the English, please? Janet?
Yes, Jewish bakers were organized in the early 20th century by the Vereinigte Jiddische Gewerkschaften, United Hebrew Trades, and the Arbeiterring Workmen's Circle. Low wages and poor working conditions were the rule on the Lower East Side and in bakeries everywhere. Am I getting a message? Oh, may I interrupt? Henrietta can't get the sound. That was in my chat just now.
Okay, I have no idea what to do.
I would believe me.
It will be fixed from Henrietta's end. It's working for everybody else.
It works for you, so I can do anything else too.
But you have, I think there's a call-in phone number. Is there or is there not when you send out the link? I don't know.
I will call Henrietta.
From this end. She has to fix it on her own computer.
I will call her. Go on, read.
Okay. Teenage apprentices were hired to discourage unionization. When they began working, they received no wages, just room and board for several weeks or even months. The food was meager and they had to sleep in the bakery's lowest and unventilated level on sacks of flour or on the floor. Oy vey, terrible. The author of Das Lied von Bäcker Yingl is unknown, but the sense of social injustice is clear. Ruth Rubin recorded innumerable Yiddish songs. Her research led her to publish the scholarly book Voices of a People, the story of Yiddish folk song in 1963. Ruth Rubin sings Das Lied von Bäcker Yingl on this Folkways Smithsonian recording.
Okay, so let's start to read the Yiddish. Cookie, can you read it?
Yes, I'll try. In Dreußen geht Regen. What does Ravenker mean?
Ravenker means very fine. Very fine rain.
Very fine. Vulkans, sie haben sich ver, spa, spar,
Verspreit.
verspreit, verspäht,
Verspreit.
verspäht,
Verspreiten is to separate. Verspreit.
verspäht. Oh. Äh, seit ich hab nur bei Bäckerei der kennt. Also hab sich mir der Kopf verdreht. Let's see if I can translate.
Okay. If not, Maurice will help you, okay?
Sure.
Okay. In the street is a very fine rain. I'll just say something. I don't understand the second line.
Vulcans is the clouds.
Oh, the
They've
Vulcans
separated.
have what?
They've separated. They
Oh, they
split.
separate. Oh, verspreit. What a
Verspreit,
that
right.
would be. Oh, verspreit. Oh, the way you speak Yiddish. God, seit ich hab nur die, so since I have the bakeries, since I've known from the bakeries,
Yeah.
also hab sich mir der, so since then my head has been my head has been screwed up. I'm all screwed up.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You agree with the screwed up? Okay.
Good.
Okay, no problem.
Thank
Feigl.
you. I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I see before Feigl. Elaine, yes.
I'm sorry, I was late and I just missed. Can you tell me, can you translate the first and third? Can you just do a quick translation
Yeah,
of the verse? I missed-
Maurice, if you can do yeah.
Right. Outside, there's a fine rain falling. The clouds have separated. They've parted.
And I didn't get I didn't get the third line either.
Seit ich hab nur die Bäckerei gekannt. Ever since I first knew this bakery.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, everything's okay? So
Thank you very
Wasn't good
much.
enough. Mine wasn't good
let's
enough.
continue.
Oh, no. Yours must have been fine. I just missed it.
I'm only
It
kidding.
just came in
Yeah.
late, okay?
Maurice,
Thank
can
you.
I ask you, can I ask about, it's the Zeitmere, wait, hold on.
Yeah, that word
Seit
also.
ich hab nur, I mean, can you kind of break that out? Because I'm not understanding how you got that translation.
Oh, seit means since. Ever
Oh,
since.
Ah,
Zeit, okay, I didn't,
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
so since
Ever
I have,
since I knew this, ever since I got to know this bakery, it's been a bad experience for this kid.
okay, so where is the no? I got to know, hub,
Their
They're cunt.
Kennen
They're
is-
cunt.
oh,
right, the-
dear,
the verb
okay,
is
dear,
der Kennen,
okay.
and it's in the
So
past
der
tense.
Kant is the past participle of der Kennen. Der Kennen.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yes.
Recognize.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
Right. I got recognized. That's why I couldn't sort of put it together. But
Yeah, in this context, it's not recognized. It's, ever since he had the
I
misfortune.
got to know it. I got to
Right.
know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank
there-
you. Thank
so
you.
The prefix
okay,
der,
Bonnie, Rafael raised his hand. I think he will explain it now.
Okay.
Okay? Rafael, please.
Yeah, the verb kennen, sometimes you'll see it as konnen, to distinguish it from there are two possible meanings of kennen. One is to know, and one is to recognize. And so that is to be able to and to recognize. And so in some dialects, especially Southern, you'll see konen, meaning to recognize as opposed to be able. And so the prefix, and so konen, kennen, in most dialects, they mean the same thing. Der as a prefix is, it can have several meanings. It can mean from a distance, it can mean suddenly, it can mean thoroughly. So here, der kennt or der konnt means got to know. Since I've become acquainted with.
Doesn't mean recognize. Ik hoop dat de kent on
No,
blik.
not
Yeah,
yet.
but in this context, it's not that he's recognizing the bakery. He's telling about his experience. And
I-
ever since he's
I got to know.
gotten to
Got
know the
know.
bakery, not just the beautiful bagels, but what
Right.
goes on in there and how the workers are treated.
Right.
Okay.
Marsha,
And
Adopt.
this is Karen, in the dictionary,
Kenneth.
it says that der Kennen can be grasped the true nature of.
Sure. And that's more right.
Mhm.
Good.
Only too well. To
Very
know
good.
only too well.
Okay, Marsha, yes.
I just I think I heard my folks say der Kent, and I heard Rafael say der Kont or der Kent. I'm trying to figure out if they were Litfox or Glitziana. I don't think they were Glitziana. They were Litfox. So would that be a Litvak way of saying der Kent? Is that the Litvakische way to say it?
I think konen is a southern accent. Kennen is everywhere else.
Tomato.
Well, it's important to have cookies, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the difference between Litvish and Galiciana. I think it's just tomato.
No. Okay, so, Vinkl, will you continue?
Oi, Emil az sie molt sie keseder. Ihr Obstel hat euch a Minut. Tut nur a Cook auf dem kleinsten Bäckerjingel. Sie vermogt der a Tropen Blut. Oh, a mill, it turns. A mill turns like a mill. It turns as usual. She turns as usual. She has a moment. She has a minute of rest. Even the millstone gets to rest. But just take a look at the littlest baker apprentice. He doesn't even have a drop of blood in his face. In his he doesn't even have a drop of blood, which I guess means he's so pale because he's so tired. He's
Or
like,
he's inside all the time, he doesn't see the sun, he's working all the time, maybe it's in, underground or something.
but literally it means he doesn't own a drop of blood, right?
Right, literally, but it means that he's been ground down for lack of food and overwork.
Down, yeah, that's
Exploited so that he doesn't even have a drop. It's not literally, but that's what it means. It means he's wiped out, he's exhausted.
Figuratively.
But is that an idiom? If I'm really tired, I can say ich hab nicht kein Tropfen Blut.
It's possible. I don't know if it's common, but
Dramatic.
maybe you've invented a neologism.
Boy, this
Bonnie?
is a tough one.
Bonnie,
Yeah, the last line, Sue farmogd.
See from more.
See, with C, yeah, what are those two words mean?
In this context, it means if. Look at him to see if he even has a drop of blood. See is whether he has any blood left in him.
And farmog,
Farmog means to have, to possess.
okay.
okay, Golda,
Wouldn't Farmok be he didn't even earn Farmok?
No, it's not. No, it's to have. It's possession. Does he have even have a drop of blood?
But I think it does have sometimes it's a connotation of having wealth or having assets.
Yeah.
Like, take a look at
Right,
him.
the
He
word
doesn't even have a
farmegen-
drop of blood,
Right, there's
The
the
millstone has a better life than he does, because at least the millstone gets to pause for a minute or two, but he doesn't even have the privilege of a moment of blood.
There is the word famegans, which means wealth, means a lot of money, a famegans. But as a verb, it just means
If I'm mocked up, I'm making.
right. He has, he owns, right.
Okay, let's continue. Hilda, can you continue?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Okay. Oi, der Bäcker mit der Bäckerin, sie kommen in der Bäckerei. Is that right?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Lloyd, is it Lloyd? Lloyd,
Yes,
they
good.
what is it?
No, you're okay. You're doing
Okay.
good.
Yes, it's good. Reichtum. Right.
Lloyd, sehr Reichtum und Lloyd sehr Steiger. Sie geht an Getten.
Ungetun.
Oh,
Ungetun.
sie geht ungetan in a paar brillanten Ohrringe und in a goldenem Segel.
Good. Good.
Der Bäcker, the baker mit der Bäckerin and the baker's wife. They kommen in der Bäckerei. They come into the bakery. Leute sehr Reichtum und Lit sehr Stegel. Right. I'm not quite sure about the difference between Leut their Reichtum, something about their wealth.
Right. It's Leute Reichtum, meaning they come in as befits their wealth.
I see.
According to their wealth.
Yes, according to their wealth, und Leute sehr Steiger, and according to their dwelling, is it?
Oh, status.
Steg is their custom. It's their custom.
Oh, their custom.
Right.
I see. Sie geht ungetan. She is wearing in a paar brillanten Ohrringe. She is wearing diamond earrings. Wow. Und in a golden Sega, and he is wearing a golden watch.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Any question about this one?
The word brilliant means other things. I don't think it only means diamond.
It has many meanings, but in
Many
this context,
yeah.
it's earrings. Right.
Oh, okay. Barbara, please.
I'll try. I'll tell you a lot of it. In Dreußen geht a droben keer regen. So outside there is droben keer. It means a faint or a slight,
a very light,
a misty rain.
Right.
Yeah. Al wolkens, zij hebben zich verspreid. The clouds, they are spread far. Seit, is that right? Seit ihr hab nur die Bäckerei der Kant. Since I have known the bakery, so hat sich mir der Korb verdreht. I've been really confused in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any questions before we are listening to it once again? No. Okay.
Do we know from the song why her cup is verdreht? Why her head is,
I think it just means that he sees what a bakery is really all about. And it's this
Right.
sense of injustice that
okay,
they're sleeping on the floor, they're pale and weak, and in comes the baker and Mrs. Baker wearing diamonds, and it's the sense of injustice.
okay, thank you.
The foil, yes.
I'm not sure that the word kaseder was translated quite the way I understand it in the second verse or so. Yeah, there it is. Moltzi, first line. Amil molt kaseder. Kaseder means continually without let up. It doesn't mean in its ordinary way, although it looks like it should mean that. It means continually.
Right,
Okay.
right. And even the mill has a minute's rest, and upstel, 1 minute's rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bob?
Was there anything particularly special about bakeries from the standpoint of, well, I don't know, health or just abuse, but beyond different than other kind of industries
That
around that time?
in my research from my genealogy, bakeries have used to traditionally be one of the worst things you could work at. You had to get there early in the morning, you worked relentlessly, you were paid very little. That was all over the place. It was much worse than other industries, and it was young guys did that when they couldn't find anything else, kind of thing.
It's so interesting. My mother's mother's parents lived in Hartford, and they had a boarder who was a Holocaust survivor because he had a tattoo and all. And he worked in a bakery. His name was Moshe. And I remember he would have to get up at 5 every morning, and he'd be gone all day, come back. It was dark, and he was just, I don't think he was badly treated. I think he was just treated like like people were treated at bakeries. I mean, they just overworked, and it had to be just an awful environment.
For sure,
Sleeping on the floor.
for sure.
Okay, let's listen to it once again.
And I also wanted to say, and there was no air conditioning of the heat.
No way.
Die Wolken haben sich verspreit. Zeit, ich hab nur die Bäckerei der Kont. Also hat sich mir der Kopf verdreht. Oi, a mila sie molt sie geseider. Ihr abstellt euch am Enut, tut nare Kuck auf dem kleinsten Bäcker Yingl. Sie vermogt den a Tropfen Blut. Nei, der Bäcker mit der Bäckern, sie kommen in der Bäckerei. Leut sehr Reichtum und leut sehr Steger. Sie geht und getun a paar brillanten Heuringen und na goldenem Sieger. In Dreußen geht a drobinker Regen. Hei, die Wolken sie haben sich verspreit. Zeit, ich hab nur die Bäckerei der Kont. Also hat sich mir der Kopf verdreht.
Okay, yes, Elaine?
Just the word Clainston. Can you talk about the word Clainston?
Where is it?
I obviously knew what it meant, but I never saw that form of it. Clainston, like
The smallest apprentice.
It means the smallest.
Yeah, the
The
smallest.
smallest apprentice.
Okay, so that the Clainston All right.
Yeah.
So is that an ending that could be put on other adjectives?
Yeah. The Shensten.
The Sten, yeah. Plenty, yeah. Like,
So you
yeah,
can-
like
Yeah,
Shaneston would
like
be the prettiest.
Ledston, Ashton, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Say the shame.
Barbara?
Okay,
Barbara?
so, you know, it came to me, maybe it came to others, when we were reading Gimple Tom was a baker, and it never dawned on me that this was the most lowly, miserable job, being a baker. And so now this adds something more to that story
Sure,
for me.
sure.
Yeah, thank you.
But there's nothing as good as the Jewish bread. Can't get
And I
it.
also I don't think that that characterization of the owners having diamonds and gold, I think that's an exaggeration. I don't think bakers got rich. You know, it wasn't a way to get rich.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
you know,
some
it needs
bakers
to.
did get rich
Yeah, they're doing it for the sake of showing the disparity. It's kind of an exaggerated way to
right,
say
there
it.
weren't many who would wear their jewelry to the bakery, but for
in
sure, there were
addition-
many bloody strikes among bakeries, certainly in the Northeast. And when one shop went out, very often, all the shops went out.
Okay, so Beverly and then the rest. Beverly first.
Oh, yes, Ruth Rubin. That she assembled all these songs.
Yes, she wrote a book, Voices of the People.
I have the book. Oh,
Right.
yeah. But
She made, I don't know, dozens of recordings.
Right.
She was
Right.
she performed, she was a scholar, and she performed.
Yeah. Important that we recognize her.
Golda?
In one of I Singer's stories, when there was a very Orthodox young boy, and he couldn't, and the sister wanted him to make a living because his father died, they needed help in the house. Even though he worked hard and he slept there, at the end of the week, he always brought home bread. And he always made a living throughout his life. He fell back on the bakery. So even though they might have struggled as baker Yiddish apprentices, a baker always made a living, and they always had what to eat. So they worked long hours. It's good training.
Okay, thank you. Fagel?
Yeah, no, it's such a beautiful song. Thank you for selecting it.
You're very welcome.
That's Maurice. Maurice is selecting.
You're
Okay,
very
If you
welcome.
don't
Yeah, I'm
know by
thinking-
now, Maurice is selecting the songs. I select the story. So that's
Okay.
for Maurice.
But what I notice about this, because the traditional blessing, Hamotzi Lechem Min Haaretz, like the bread just comes out from the earth with no labor. So this could be a great thing to add to your benching. If you want to have another prayer for being grateful for the bread every Friday night. When we cut the bread and all that.
Okay, that's good. Okay, someone else want to say anything before we move to the story? I don't see anyone, so okay. So let's move to the story. And we are on page 196. And the story is also, it's about a girl that moves to Paris with her daughter, and she's by herself. We don't know why she's by herself. We don't know why she moved to Paris. We just know that she looked for work, and after a long time, she finally found some work, sewing at home, because she also has to care for her daughter. But Yom Kippur is nearing, and she remembers the Yom Kippur in her old country, old city or village, wherever she lived, and she is resolved to go and see how Yom Kippur is celebrated, how it is held in Paris. And that's where we finished a ganzen Tag. So, Karen, will you start reading it? A ganzen
Sorry,
Tag?
before Karen starts, I wasn't here for the beginning of the reading. What year was this written? I'm interested because my father lived in Paris for 2 years.
Okay, so it was published in 1953, so it was before then.
Okay.
But I don't have a date for the publication of the story, only for the publication of the collection.
Okay,
so the
thank
collection
you.
was 53. So that's probably, precedes it. So it's before 53. When
Yeah.
exactly, if it's in the 30s, if it's early 40s, we don't know. Why she moved to Paris, we don't know. But she's a single mother and she needs work. So Maurice's song was in accordance with also with what's going on in the story.
In the story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. So, Karen, please.
Den ganzen Tag hat sich mir gegräht, bei zu sein, die feierlicher Tefillas. All day, Merle prepared to attend the solemn or ceremonial prayers. In Himmel hat sie wieder, der Kent. Der Kent, there it is.
Yeah, we have the Kent again.
Hat sie wieder der Kent, die Amoliker, heimisch, treueriger, Wolkenlach. In the sky, she again recognized the former homey, sad little clouds. Sie hat ausgeputzt ihr Ormenzimmer mit weißer Verhänglech. She dressed up her poor room with white curtains. Verspreit das kleine Tischel mit a weißen Tischtuch. She spread her little table with a white tablecloth. Und allein geblieben sich anzutun a weiß Kleidel. And on herself, she geblieben, she remained with putting on a white dress. I'm not sure if that's where you put geblieben sich.
Geblieben sich anzutun. Yeah, Barbara?
So I'm wondering if geblieben might be attended to putting on, like she gave it attention to it. It's maybe an expression, attended to dressing in a white dress.
I think she remained wearing a white dress.
Or maybe it was the last thing she did.
Yes, the final
Mhm.
thing.
Final thing she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
It's a tradition. Yeah, Susan?
Because she spent all her time with the cooking, she wasn't worried about her dress. She wasn't busy putzing sich allein.
And you know that it's a tradition to wear white on Yom Kippur.
Yes.
So.
Right. Yeah. But it was simple white dress and not all for putz with brillante Ohrringe.
No. No. Yeah. Okay, Karen, go on.
Die Macholim hat sie zugegräht Yom Kippur Dicke. Also, she prepared the food Yom Kippur.
The food that is usually eaten on Yom Kippur or something like this.
Und in Abend, wenn als ist schon gewesen, ausgegossen, die feierliche Yom Kippur Stimmung, and in the evening when when the Yom Kippur mood was the solemn Yom Kippur was pouring out, hat mir aufgebracht a groß Yom Kippur Licht. Merle brought out a big Yom Kippur candle or light es weggestellt in a Kestel Samen. She set it down in a box of sand. That means it must have been a candle. Auf den übergedeckten Tisch, on the covered table, und erinnert sich and recalled wie Mama fleckt Menschen die Kinder fahren sie zu Kol Nidre. She recalled how her mother used to bless the children before.
The word is gain. There's a missing gimel.
Yeah, it's a missing one. Yeah, there was a problem with the typing of the story. Yeah.
Before going to Kol.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, before going to Kol Nidre. Yeah.
Hat sie sich euch.
Just a moment, because I see that there, Feigl, yeah, there is a question or a comment. Feigl?
Yeah, it was back, I think the word euch die Meichlem. It's pronounced Meichlem. Meichlem holds the zu good great.
So.
Is that right? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I heard a different pronunciation.
Yeah, the pronunciation is macholim.
Macholim.
Yeah. Even in Yiddish, I know. Okay,
Yeah, in singular it's Michael, but in plural it's Macholim.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's what I was wondering.
Okay, Bonnie?
Yeah, in the last sentence, Kinder fahren.
Gain zu Kol Nidre.
The gimel is missing.
The gimel is missing here.
Oh, and what is it supposed to be?
A gimel, gain.
Gain. Okay, but you said before. I'm trying to find where is the before.
Fahren.
Fahren is before. Okay, I didn't know.
Fahren, you see? Okay. Karen, please continue.
Hat sie sich euch herabgelasst zum kleinen Bettel von ihr plappelndig Kind. Also, she lowered herself to the little bed with her, and I think this might be ploppendick rather than floppendick, which would mean her chattering child.
Yeah, fluttering, chattering, yeah, babbling.
Anwärter genommen ihre warmer zu der Brust, and wordlessly took her warm hands to her breast, eingegraben ihr Kopf in den kleinen Kischele, burying her head in the little pillow, und klippendig still der fehlt ihr große mitzvah, and sobbed quietly, feeling her big I don't know
Not feeling, fulfilling, der feel, to fulfill.
Her great deed or commandment.
A mitzvah. But just a moment, before you continue, I want to ask, maybe Rafael knows, is it a mitzvah to bench kinder before on Yom Kippur, on Erev Yom Kippur?
Well, there is a custom associated with the Kapporis custom. Yeah, they're feeling, it's interesting. The word can have two completely different meanings. One can mean to thoroughly feel. There's the der meaning thoroughly, but it can also mean to completely fulfill. And I guess fulfill is what's going on here.
So there is a custom of doing it, of putting your hand on the head of your child.
If it's Friday night, you do that anyway. But
it's Yom Kippur. Which is Shabbos Shabbosim.
Same thing.
Okay.
Which we just had.
Okay, yeah, well. Okay, Karen, thank you. Thank you, Karen. Beverly, can you continue? Und then?
Hold on. I'm not sure where we are.
Here.
Third line down.
Here.
Okay.
Und wenn ihre Lippen haben gehalten in Betten a besseren Girl?
Goya.
Geurel. For ihr klein Mädel. And when her lips held, I'm not sure, a better, what's girl?
Girl is a fate.
A what?
Fate. Fate.
Destiny.
Fate.
Oh,
Destiny,
a better
fate.
destiny. For her small little child, a girl, Mädel, hat in dem Moment, in the moment, a dreister or dreister? Is it dreister or dreister?
I say dreister. I don't know. Maybe some
A dreister Klapp. Übergeritten die Stille Yom Kippur Idylia,
yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure what happened. Something happened. There was a bang, and it's
so there was a very loud bang
clap.
on the door, a clap, a bang,
and it
interrupted.
Interrupted the quiet Yom Kippur way or ideal mood. How would you translate Idylia?
Ideal, the ideal Yom Kippur.
Oh, that's right. The quiet ideal Yom Kippur. In der halb aufgemachter Tier, in the half open door, is gestanden a heucher Sheges, is standing a tall non-Jew mit a galen Kenscher hat verworfen in a Seite.
Oh.
What's a Kenscher?
I couldn't find what it is. So maybe Rafael, you raised
what did
your
he
hand
do?
anyway.
What did he do?
No, his hair was somewhat.
His hair was to the side of his face.
Yeah.
Probably.
Unteren Arm a Peckel zugeschnittene Dammentaschen. Well, under his arm was a package with cut up. What's Dammentaschen? Like a Hammentaschen, mean?
Hammentaschen.
No, Dammentaschen. It's just like pockets or fabrics or something.
No, women's like
handkerchiefs.
Women's
handkerchief, but
women's purses.
Women's purses. Like a woman's
really?
Yeah.
I never heard. In hat a befälterischen Zug getan mit a Grabenkohl, and he with a I don't know what that word means.
Befälterlich is imperious.
Oh, with an inferior.
No, imperious.
Giving orders.
Giving orders.
In an orderly voice.
No.
With a
commanding
sound. What?
Commanding.
Yes. Commanding with a commanding voice, and he gave him mit a Grabenkohl with a loud voice.
So just a moment before we continue. Rafael, yes, please.
Yeah, two things. The word idylia is the word idyll, Idyll. So Yom Kippur Idylia, the idols of Yom Kippur.
With a Y.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing, a Kenjer, I have no idea. I've looked it up in various ways just now and found nothing.
Yeah, I couldn't find. What I guess is that his hair was somewhat combed to his side or something.
It could be. It might be a French word. If anyone here knows French and can figure out what Kenjer might be.
Recognize it.
Maurice,
I don't know.
Local Parisian word about how hairstyles or something that we don't use anymore.
Yeah.
It's like a frisure. It's a kenjure. I don't know.
Which word, Rafael?
Kenjer. This one. I'm putting my cursor on it. Louisa.
Let me think about it.
Kenjer. It doesn't sound Yiddish. That's the problem.
Okay.
Ot is
Okay.
Arbeit für euch. Here is work for you. Morgen früh muss es fertig sein. It has to be done by tomorrow morning. Mirel, der Schreckener, Mirel, she got frightened, hat genommen Stammeln. I think that's, what is,
Stutter.
stutter. Right, stutter. Sometimes I can't
No,
remember.
not stutter.
She starts
Stuttering.
Chab gewollt gain. I wanted to go. Muss gain. I must go. Gain. Go. Ich will nicht können machen because it's Yom Kippur. I won't be able to make this. Der Heuche Shaliach von Miro's Balabas hat will Jungerisch.
Voil Jungerisch.
Oh, Voil Jungerisch. A Vunketon. The tall fella, that guy, is the guy that's standing there?
The messenger.
Shaliach is someone that brings
Right.
something.
Right.
Messenger.
From, I'm not sure what this is. Muriel's, from her boss. From
Yes.
Muriel's boss. So he gave a little wink with his eye. Some angezundenem Yom Kippur to the, Liach, to the candles that were already lit. Aroisgeret Iranish. And he spoke with irony.
Yes.
Irony.
Yes.
As men will not gain in Fabrik, if you don't want to go in the factory, is a Fabrik a factory?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good. Muss men in Paris arbeiten, wenn der Balabus will. If you don't want to go into the factory, then you have to work in Paris whenever the boss tells you to. Und nicht, wenn euch wird sich glusten, and not when you feel like it.
Yes.
That word I don't know.
That's French.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Okay, thank you, Beverly.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Susan, please.
Where are we beginning?
Wie versteinert. Wie versteint. Yeah. You see it?
Wie versteinert hat Mirl gehabt a Tamewate Cook auf dem Jontov-dicke Tisch with a stone, as though she was struck like stone. Mirl took a foolish look at the holiday table, was hot geheucht mit farchtige Ernstkeit, which was showing up with great seriousness. Burning, what's furchtige?
I think solemn
Earnestness.
God-fearing solemnness, yeah.
Geguckt auf einen übergedeckten machine. She looked at the covered up machine, I assume a sewing machine, was hot still geruht in a Vinkl, which was resting quietly in the corner. Und ot haben sich ihre Augen abgestellt auf einen zerkrusteten Peckel. And then her eyes looked at.
I think abgestellt is like rested on or became.
Rested on, as she looked, rested on, what is the chrost?
I found that it's dishelved.
What?
Dishelved, not really organized. Dishelved.
Oh, disheveled.
Disheveled. Okay, sorry for my.
Disheveled.
Yeah, disheveled. Yeah.
Package Peckel Arbeit, the package of work, is gelegen streng, which was lying there, sticking out the epis moiredicke Gesetz, lying there like a fearful decree. Befehlerisch der Mund in ihr Umsisten herumläufen über die Gassen und Fabriken. What is befellenisch?
Like a command,
Say it again.
like a command. A failure is to command.
What that was
A commanding reminder?
like lying there like a scary decree. Befellerisch der Mond in reminding in her Urumläufen, in her poor way of running around über die Gassen, over the streets, und Fabriken, and from street to street and factory to factory. Der Tont in...
Mount, it's
what is it? Der Mond.
Mount.
She remembered.
The is awful, yeah.
Der Mond in hungrige Tag, mit schlafloser Nacht. She remembered hungry days and sleepless nights. Und ot haben sich ihre Blicken abgestellt auf dem Verwenden. Verwenden. And then her looks focused on the crying, übergeschrockenem Kind, on the crying, frightened child. Mirel is still zum kleinen Bettel. Mirel went quietly up to the little bed or the crib, tief reingeguckt in ihr Kinds blue, unschuldige Augen. She looked deeply in her child's blue and guiltless, innocent eyes, Augen. Und lesof a beruhigte Aroisgerät. And finally, she calmed down and she said this, for dir unser lieb dir, for you and because of you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Susan. Yes, Bonnie? You're muted, Bonnie. We cannot hear you.
Schuldige. What's means?
Not guilty.
Innocent, not guilty.
Here is innocent. Yeah.
Schuld is guilt.
Yeah.
Unschuldige has no guilt.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Vinkl?
Yeah, that word, I think, baroikte. I thought maybe it meant in a state of rawness rather than resting or
Quiet.
Baroikte aroisgeret. She spoke rawly. You know, like,
Quietly.
Quietly. It's quietly here. Oh, okay. Rafael?
Yeah, let me just point out the spelling there. This is has got the silent aleph between the vav and the yud in order to show explicitly that it's two separate vowels, ba, ru, ik, te. And so the base is ru, not roy. This is not Evo spelling, but in many ways, this stumer aleph, it makes it a little easier to read than Evo spelling, which would have a pintel vav in this case.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, you already muted yourself. I wanted you to finish the story.
Oh, sure. I can do that. So, Avaklandike via Schicker hat sich Mirel der Nentert zu der übergedeckter Maschine. Shaking as if she were drunk, Mirel approached the covered up sewing machine. Abgenommen das Leilach, took off the sheet, ungeheuben zu drehen das Rädel, began to turn the wheel, der Zen, als das Kletzel vor dem, hat sich plötzlich stark verplontert. And she noticed that the bobbin, or the something of thread, had suddenly become tangled. Genommen
The, okay, sorry. My mistake. Go on.
Ja, genommen ein Fedemen, die Zapke, was hat verachtend sich gehalten in ein Überreißen. She began to thread the Zipke, which is maybe a part of the machine
Zipke is
that
a
pulls.
spool. Zipke is a spool.
A spool, thank you. Began to, to thread the spool, which
We have the cursor. Okay, thanks.
Which was stubbornly continuing to split. Überreißen, to
Beverly left. It says Beverly left. Or Beverly.
Which was continually separating. Und Ort seinen ihre vertrachte Blicken plötzlich gefallen auf den Spiegel. And suddenly her thought, her glance, which was vertracht, which was kind of thinking about other things, her glance suddenly fell on the mirror, was es gehangen entgegen der Maschine, that was hanging across from the sewing machine. Von dorten hat reus geflammelt das heuch zerleuchtende Yom Kippur Licht. From there was flaming the high illuminating Yom Kippur candle, was hat plötzlich genommen spritzen mit Funken, which suddenly began to throw off sparks. Und die dosike Funken hat sich gedacht. And these particular sparks, it seemed to her, haben Augen bekommen, acquired eyes, a Welt mit Augen, a whole world full of eyes, was gucken auf ihr, looking down at her, und betten sich etwas, and requesting something, und monnen bei ihr etwas, and demanding from her something. Is Muriel mit fester Tritt und a sicheren Gedank, so Muriel with footsteps fest,
Firm.
yeah,
Sure
yeah,
steps.
Yeah, with sure steps, thank you. And a certain thought is a flink via Hirsch zugelaufen. Quickly as a deer, she ran up zu übergedeckten Yom-Tov-Tisch, to the Yontif table, which was covered with a tishtech, with a tablecloth. Und mit ein schneidigen Blas ausgeloschen das Yom Kippur Licht.
Whoa.
And with Schneidigen, maybe Schneidigen, and with a cutting blow of her mouth. Yeah, it's not a blow of the fist; it's a blow of the mouth. It's rather it's wind, right? She blew out the Yom Kippur candle.
Ochenvei.
Thank you. Any comment, question, Rochelle? Yes.
Yeah,
Rochelle?
what does it mean? What does it mean?
It's just, so much part of Jewish life where you have to make these terrible choices. Sophie's choice comes to mind, which is the most horrible choice of having to choose between two children. But here she has to choose between some kind of belief that she has and sustaining her child and herself.
Yeah. Yes.
The Jews were either you live or you convert. I mean, the whole Geschichte is full of choices that Jews have to make like this.
Well, she worked on the holiday. She had to work on this.
Worked on Yom Kippur, the holiest of days.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was the choice she made.
But
right, that was a choice that she was forced to make because of her situation.
It's to survive. In order to survive, it's okay.
Yes.
I think.
Okay. Cookie?
There was a word you said, dermonen, and you said demand. Dermonen, isn't that to remind someone?
There are several meanings of monen.
No,
monen here is to demand.
Monen by itself means to demand.
Or to beg.
Remind.
Or to beg. Wouldn't it also be today?
Can you repeat it? There were two people speaking at once.
Speaking at once. So, Maurice, you,
The word monin by itself means to demand, to require something. Demonin has to do with remembering or reminding.
Remind somebody.
Yeah,
The month, yeah.
right.
Okay. Thank you, Shannon.
any more comments before we move to our Sukkot story, which is a very light story, done for children, wrote for children. So let's do the Sukkot. Untertitelbaum von Levin Kipnis. We read before stories by Levin Kipnis, and I am choosing him always when it's, when it's holidays, because it's not always easy to find stories for the holidays. And if you want a light, like a story for children, you go to Levin Kipnis. And so,
What is a title bomb?
Date tree.
What kind of? Oh, a fig tree.
No, a date.
Date.
Oh, a date tree. Yeah, okay.
okay, so it's guest in Sukkah. Morty, I see that you joined us. So
Yes,
please.
yes.
So please, okay?
Okay. Guest in Sukkah. Guests at the Sukkah. Der langer grüne Lulav hat vergartelt sein Gürtel. The long green lulav was tightened by its
Belt.
gartel. I know what gartel is.
Gartel is belt, and for gartel is
by
to
its
buckle up.
ties. By its
Buckle
ties.
up.
Ja. Und angeklappt zum Esrog auf den Deckel von Schachtel. And was put together or tied together to the etrog, to the lemon, on the box, on the cover of the box.
So just a moment, Morty. Angeklappt is not, it was banging or knocking on the...
Yeah.
Knocking on the box.
Geklappt, yes. Sorry, knocking. Yeah. Steh auf, Etrog. Wake up, Etrog. Geneig dir zu drimmeln. Enough of your dreaming. Sei, klar und leuter seinen die Himmel. See, clear and open, I guess, are the skies. The sun shined, the sun is shining, warmt, it warms up. Komm mit mir, gearmt. Come with me with your arms.
No, arm in arm. You know the way that they are going in Europe?
Yeah, arm in arm. Arm in arm. Yeah. Wir wollen spazieren über Berg. We are going to walk around in the hills. Tall feld. The valley, the woods. Zu der größer Welt, to the wide world. Kriegt Reus von Schachtel der Esrog. The Etrog jumped out of the box. Gel wie Wachs. Yellow like wax. Treißelt up von sich, fadem flax. It cleaned itself from the strips of flax und sagt and said, Lieber Lulav, dear Lulav, du bist gerecht, you are right. Schon genug geschlafen ganze Nacht. Enough of sleeping all so many nights. Genug gedrimmelt ganze Tag. Enough of dreaming many days. Lass rausgehen auf den Weg. Let us go out onto the road.
Okay, go on another small paragraph, yeah.
Yeah. Gehen sie beide, they go both together, gehen vorbei a Garten. They pass in front of a garden. Streckt sich heraus a Zweigel von dorten. One of the a Zweifel.
Branches.
Branches.
One of the branches comes up und ruft and says, Ich bin Hadass, I am Hadas. Mein Reich is wunderlich. I am the Hadas, one of the spice pieces of the lulav. My smell is wonderful. Ich will euch mit euch gehen. I also want to go with you. Zogt Etrog and Lulav. The Etrog and Lulav say, Farvus nicht, why not? Gehen sie Zalbender. They go as a threesome.
It's a threesome, yes. Okay,
Gehen,
thank you.
okay, sure.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, Cookie, yeah.
Would ruach mean smell or scent?
Reach, nicht ruach.
Aroma.
Reach.
Aroma.
Aroma.
SCENT. A stunk is a smell.
No, a stunk is something that smells bad. Reach is for everything.
But ruach is for everything. Okay.
Aroma would be a good word.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is no aroma here. Yeah, reach. Yeah, Bonnie. Sorry, Elaine.
Strekt. What is strekt? Strekt sich.
Strekt sich heraus.
Straightens out.
To extend.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Morty.
Yeah, straightens out or straights out.
Stretches out.
Stretches out.
Extends.
Sticks out.
Oh, okay. Sticks out. Okay.
Sticks out.
Speak English.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it's reversed. Okay. A branch sticks out. Okay, got it.
Exactly. Rafael, yes.
Yeah, one has to distinguish reach and ruach. And so there are different words. Reach is a sense of smell. Ruach is the wind. And things derived from that, like the devil. But reach here is the word, and so reach is scent or smell.
I believe ruach is also spirit in Hebrew.
Yes, it's also a spirit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there is some other things that I can add, but I won't. So, ruach vetzilzul. When we say ruach vetzilzulim, it means that someone, is acting more than his worth. So,
I would just say ghost. A ghost.
A ghost is, it can also be a ruach, can also be, yes. Yeah. Okay, Michael F.
Okay, thanks. Gehen they go, gehen from Shliach, they leave the country road, and kommen and come to a breiten Teich, and they come to a wide river. Steht dort a Werbe eingebogen, a willow tree stands there bent over, and spiegelt sich in Wasser, and mirrors and looks at itself in the water, mit verweinten Augen, with weepy eyes, reißt sich auf a Rittele von a Zweig, and a stick from a branch tears itself off, und geht sie noch and follows them, und macht a Schweig and is quiet. As die drei haben das gesehen, when the three of them saw that, fragen sie, they ask, wer bist du? Who gehst du? Who are you? And where are you going? Entweder he answers, ich bin a Poshet Ritale. I am a very simple little stick. Von Werbebaum abgerissen, torn off from the willow tree. Hab nicht kein Tam. I don't have any sense or taste. Nicht zu genießen, not to be enjoyed. Bin aber frisch, but I am fresh. Green mit blätterlich Asach, with a lot of green leaves. Will euch gehen mit euch? I also want to go with you. Entfern sie, so they answer, du gehst doch schon mit uns, sei wie sei. In any case, you're coming with us. Vier is freilicher von drei. 4 are happier, pleasanter than 3.
Okay, thank you.
The more the merrier, right? The more the merrier.
But there are the 4 things of the, that you have to put in the sukkah. So, Rafael?
Yeah, the slightly unusual word shliach that yud is not a vowel there. It's really modifying the lamed. So it's a palatalized lamed. Shliach, shliach, not shliach, but shliach. And it means a forest path, as Moshe translated it, or a dirt road.
It
Thank
sounds
you.
like Schlachte, like the Polish Schlachte. Okay, Rochelle, yes?
Yeah, it's a weeping willow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay, so those are the 4 things that you need to put in the sukkah. Okay, Rochelle, go on, please.
Actually,
In
sorry,
the- Yeah,
sorry
yeah,
to correct
Morty?
you. Yeah, more than put them in the sukkah, you use them when davening at the shul.
Yeah, that's right too. Yeah.
gehen alle 4 zusammen. Über Berg, Tollen, Wälder und Jammen. They're going together over mountains, valleys, forests, and oceans, or
Seas, yeah. Seas, oceans, yeah.
Yeah. Kommen sie on in a weit Land, so they arrive in a distant land, in a großen Stadt, in a large city, mit gassenlange Fahrzeuge mit Draht, long streets, Fahrzeuge mit Draht, with the wires,
Yeah.
with overhead wires.
Yeah.
Heide bis die Wolkenshoch, buildings as high as the clouds, und Käumes and chimneys, Sport von See Aroich, and the chimneys have smoke coming from them.
Why, before you continue, why Fahrzeuge mit Draht? I really didn't get it. Anyone got it? Why? Why is it Fahrzeuge mit Draht?
I imagine that it's electrified. The Fahrzeuge mit Draht would be
the electricity pole?
Wires?
Electricity poles? Why?
Overhead wires is what I'm picturing.
It might be in what do you call it? An adder?
An arrow.
Oh, that's another possibility.
That's another possibility, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But
Plutzum der sehen sie a sukkele, a kleine, and suddenly they see a small sukkah. Doch a shena, a pretty one, mit Schrach gedeckt with greens, covered with greens, mit verhänglich behangen, with something hung on them.
Curtains.
Curtains.
Vorhänglich is curtains.
Verhänglich.
It's four.
Okay.
Vorhänglich.
Oh, yeah.
Curtains. Okay, Vorhängeln behangen with curtains. Seien sie reingegangen, so they entered. Sitzt dort a Yid und esst. There's a Jew sitting there and eating. Wie hat sie der sehen, steht auf. And as he noticed them, he stood up. Kommt da rein,
No.
Schreit der Reis.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Schreit. He calls out.
Schreit der Reis. So he screams?
No, he calls to them. Yeah.
Okay, he screams, "Come in, liebe guests. Come in, beloved guests. Nehmt der Lulav und glätt. And he takes the lulav and he caresses it.
Yes.
Riert on as dem Esrog zart und net, and he gently holds the esrog.
Yeah.
Der
Hades
schmeckt. The Hades, the aroma das verbale frisch.
The willow.
The willow is fresh.
He smells the fresh willow. Und
No,
macht-
no. The other schmeck. The other is having
myrtle. The myrtle.
Oh, okay. The myrtle.
What's a myrtle?
The plant.
A kind of tree.
Okay.
and so it has
has an aroma.
Has
Okay.
an aroma.
So the myrtle has an aroma. Dus verbale frisch. The verbal is fresh.
The
Und
willow,
the willow is fresh. Und macht sie a Platz auf den Tisch and makes them a place on the table.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, Luisa?
Let me try. Haben sich gleich der Wust von sei Menschen seien sie gekommen Etrog und Lulav Menschen. So they immediately found out from their people.
People found
No. People immediately found out.
People immediately found out that they came to bless the Etrog und Lulav. Benchen sie einer noch und zweiten und seien zufrieden bis Gor, so they blessed them one after the other, and they were happy bis Gor und
This girl is they were completely or extremely happy.
Und wünschen einer dem zweiten, and they blessed one to another, or
Wish each other.
Wish each other.
Wish each other. Thank you. Der lebt über ein Jahr. Live for another year.
Survive for another year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
It's a nice,
charming story, Nana. It's almost like something that you would say to Yom Kippur, Mizal Doleben Nibarayah.
Yeah. It's Leshana Haba. What you say in Hebrew, it says, Leshana Haba. So that's, So, Refoel, please.
Yeah, the expression Der Leben über Ayor, you see this pretty often as a holiday greeting. You see it in Shalom Aleicham's stories about Purim. One of the things you say is you hand over Shalach Mones, Der Leben über Ayor. So it's just a standard greeting on a holiday. Maybe we live to see the next holiday as it comes around.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, amen. Amen. Yeah.
Dagen moil bis Gott's oyer.
So which of you have a sukkah in his garden or a flat or whatever? You have, Refoel? Yeah. As a child, I used to do one because we had a garden and I used to put all kinds of blanket around and call it a sukkah. So, Morty, you don't have one, Morty?
No, I live in a condo, but so I can't. But I go to the sukkah a block from my place to a Chabad sukkah.
You know that in Israel, the condos have a place, especially that they can put a ready-made sukkah there. So
when my sister was an attorney and she was working in New York City, they did the sukkahs on the terraces.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy to do.
Yeah.
Nearer, my God, to thee.
The terraces in Israel, my understanding is, are not one on top of each other because you're supposed to see the sky through the top of your sukkah. So in Israel, they build them so the terrace is the terrace on top doesn't block the one below.
It depends if it's a new building or an old building. I used to live in an older building and they were one on top of the other.
They were. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Okay, Cookie.
I heard the story about this very wealthy Jew who lived on Park Avenue. When it came Sukkot, he built the sukkah right in front on Fifth Avenue there somewhere, Park Avenue. Well, the neighbors had a fit, and they took him to court. And they took him in front of Judge Goldberg. And the judge said, you know, you had no right to do that. It's against the zoning laws. I have to go for the, you know, with the other men. That's absolutely wrong. You did wrong. You had no right to do that. So he says the punishment is you have 8 days to get rid of that sukkah.
There's a kid's book called The Sukkah on the Roof, and it's the man who builds it on the roof. Same story.
I want you to know that my rabbi, my Chabad rabbi, brings a sukkah mobile here at our clubhouse.
Sukkah mobile? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And they drive around with it, sure. They take it to the J. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, well, they ride around with, we have that here.
Whatever works.
There's
one year
someone in Allentown who had at one point a VW Bug with a sunroof, and he would on Sukkot he would drive around with the sunroof open with schach on top that he secured in some way. That was his sukkah.
When I was
You used a Volkswagen for that purpose?
Yeah, right.
Irony, yes, irony. Lots of irony there.
Revenge.
Yeah. Well, we had there was an Orthodox physician that lived in our building. It's a 31-story building. And he somehow got the president of our condo association to agree to have a sukkah in our courtyard. And of course, we have a diverse building, and we got the Chabad. And then after he was a resident, so then he left, and then I ran it for a few years. And we got a lot of people, and people had lunch in there. And when the rabbi came, a lot of people who weren't even Jewish came out, and we had it for maybe 3 or 4 years. It was really fun. Yeah, it was nice.
My father,
one of the days,
sukkah, even if it was freezing, even if it was raining. But Mama said, "You have medafa, abi machen a brocha." As long as we made a brocha. Who wanted to sit there was freezing up north in the sukkah. But when I was a child, I used to go with the Shoma Hadati in a horse and wagon on the Belt Parkway, and we would gather the schach for the tops of the sukkah. Yeah, that's what we used to.
Okay, nice. Any more stories about Sukkot?
No, it's a very fast brocha. Just lashevet batzukah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Well, it's nice in Israel because the weather then it's nice. I don't know how much it is in, like in Canada where it's cold already.
This morning we were at what in Fahrenheit it would be about 38.
Oh,
okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to
We are
warm up.
in 90 here in Houston.
Mazel
it's supposed
tov.
to warm up
Mazel
here,
tov, yeah.
at least
You
at the
don't
end of the
want
week.
it, Morty. You don't want it. Susan raised her hand. Susan.
When my kids were little, we were once driving through the streets of Houston, and one of them was learning to read, and the road was all cut up because they were rebuilding the road, and there were signs that said something, "We are improving the roads, we are making the city beautiful." And my son said, "Mom, look, isn't that sweet? What are you talking about?" And he was sounding it out, and he said, "We are working for your sukkahs. We are working for your success."
Okay.
Adorable.
Yeah. Really?
That's very
True story.
The best ones usually are. Well, it's nice to share these memories.
If I'm working for your sukkahs.
Luisa, how was it in Argentina? Did you celebrate Sukkot there?
Yes, but it was always in my Hebrew school, because in my house they did not put a sukkah together. They wouldn't have been able to find
So
the
not in the neighborhood, not in the
right,
neighborhood.
right.
Okay, so you know these are different experiences of celebrating of you know.
But the same for us. The same for us in Peru. We had the sukkahs at the synagogues or at the school, but very very few people had sukkahs. And
Yeah, we were not so observant.
Yeah. So you just, you know, you went to do the blessing at the synagogue? Mhm. Okay. Yeah, Cookie. You have lots of stories, Cookie. Yeah.
I'll try and make it short. We had an entrance from the basement into a small garden. So that was the fourth wall. So Mama could come down into the little kitchen there. And you remember the chenille bedspreads with the bumps on them?
Oh my gosh, yes.
So Mama used to make the whole, my father couldn't do anything. My mother with a hammer and nail was wonderful. She put up old doors. She saved all these old doors from, I don't know where she got them. And she made 3 walls and she covered them with the chenille bedspreads. That was the wallpaper. And then she hung these huge pictures we had of Bubby and Zadie. You remember the big pictures they used to have years ago?
Sure.
And grapes and paper like a child's party. All the paper with the fruit hanging. She made a very pretty sukkah out of what was, believe me, it was unbelievable what she did. Yeah.
How lovely.